Welcome to Single Parent Success Stories, a podcast designed to inspire single parents. Here you'll find resources from self-care to finances to parenting and everything in between. Discover what it takes to thrive. Let the stories inspire you to what is possible. Hello and welcome to Single Parent Success Stories. Today's guest is joining us from California. She is Dr. Christiane Schroeter. She's a founder and program director of Hello Happy Nest and podcast host of the Happy Healthy Hustle. She aims to inspire women on their journey to wellness, conquering food allergies and brain fog. As a health and happiness coach, she is an award-winning author, course creator, fitness instructor, and college professor. Welcome, Christiane. It is a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here, Irina, and I very much look forward to sharing some of my experiences and expertise with the audience.
Thank you. Thank you. So please share who you are in your own words. Who is Christiane?
So I wear a lot of different hats, and you kind of summarize them beautifully there from my bio. First and foremost, family. I have 2 children, so I'm a mom, and I'm a very happy wife. And we live here in California. So that's maybe what a lot of people see from me, that I tend to smile a lot because I have fun with my kids and with my husband. We spend a lot of time outdoors here. So I'm really passionate about enjoying California for as beautiful as the state is. Now, that also means I'm also part of a book club. Love reading, love sharing what I read very openly in my book clubs. I have a wonderful active book club, and I share my new finds on my Instagram. So I'm passionate about putting out a video every day where I show something new, what I learned, wellness tips. And that has over time then created a community of wonderful friends there as well. I teach fitness classes at the recreation center here locally, where at the recreation center at the campus, I'm also a full-time professor. So I teach innovation entrepreneurship, and people call me Dr. Schroeter in the classroom. And then I hustle to the recreation center on campus, and people call me Christiane right there. So I would say in terms of who I am, this kind of like shows you a little bit my values, right? I really care about my family. I care about my friends. I care about health and wellness. And I very much care about enriching others' lives, whether that's in the classroom, on campus, or whether that's at the recreation center.
That's incredible. Looks like you have a full life, happily pursuing all of the things, amazing, wonderful things that you're doing. And you're great at it. You're very radiant. Do you have any self-care routine that you cannot live without? What keeps you going every day and keeps you motivated?
A great question. So one thing that I noticed, and it's actually because I am a PhD, I'm a professor, so I'm like a science geek, right? Mm-hmm. I noticed that if you move your body, it's great. We all know this. But there are many studies that point to the quality of your sleep and taking a walk in the hours between waking and noon, because that's when the sun is really the highest. So if you want to get a good quality sleep, you need to get your fanny outside of the door, enjoy the sunshine, or maybe there's none, but I guess it will be light. Let's just say that, right? It doesn't need to be bright sunshine. And get moving. It doesn't have to be a long time, 5-10 minutes. You noticed here I wear a watch. So I like to get about 10,000 steps in. Me personally, I will tell you my little secret right now. I have anchored the 10,000 steps into, I try to do 5,000 steps before noon. And then the rest of the steps that might happen in the house when I run to the refrigerator or whatever. But then I also do one more walk after dinner with my husband, kind of decompressing the day. So my secrets to wellness really is I take one walk in the morning so I can sleep well. And I get I call it also a sanity walk in. So I usually listen to a book then, an Audible, And it kind of actually grounds myself for whatever meetings there are to follow or classes. And then I do another walk at the end of the day. So that's my bookend, right? I open the book in the morning with a walk, and then I close my book in the evening with a walk with my husband where we talk. And think about it. Those 2 walks don't cost anything. Well, maybe a pair of sneakers you might have to invest in. But they are truly always ways to walk around, whether that's in your neighborhood, in a park, at the beach, forest, wherever you live, right? And that has helped me tremendously. It does really improve my sleep. I kind of focus on looking around and picking up new things when I walk. So it also enriches my creativity. And sometimes I actually come up with really cool ideas because I step away from whatever has been bugging me. And then I come back and I look at it with new eyes, and I just feel it's amazing. And it's there's actually some research that also ties walking to feeling connected to nature, and it's actually called a forest walk, to where the nature has such a beautiful impact on your body that it's you can nearly call it forest bathing. Because sometimes people say, oh, just take a bubble bath. It's kind of like taking a bath minus the water.
Right.
So you go outside in nature and you're feeling the same beautiful effect that nature has on you.
You're so right. I love my morning walks because it's not only good for your physical body, but you get to clear out your chatter, you get to set up for your day, and you get to absorb all the beauty the nature has to offer, whether
Right.
it's a sunrise or sand beneath your feet or the waves crashing against the shore. I think that's amazing. And we have beautiful kind of testimony to you, how you're doing it and how radiant you look.
Oh, thank you. And one more thing I want to add about the walk that some of us really underestimate is when you walk, and especially if you are a 9-to-5 hustler, like I am, go to work in the morning, come back in the evening, the walking might lead you to connect with your neighbors or with people that are walking too. So maybe after a while, I notice the same people are walking. And then I start sometimes talking to them. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to talk, right? They're not always social. And then I just kind of wave at them, and that's all right too. However, I want to really emphasize the social connection is tremendously important, and science again has proven to your longevity. So if you're looking into enriching your life, again, in an inexpensive and simple way, you can do this by walking. It moves your body. It, adds that glow inside and out, but it also adds to your longevity because you're building connection. You're building your own, think about all these little ties that you have in your brain, all these little cells that learn something from whoever you meet on that day. So it's basically free learning, because you're connecting the dots between experiences you've had yourself with whoever you run into on that day. And I meet so many interesting people, really. And again, today I just walked really fast because my book was really good. And some days I just kind of do the friendly wave. But on other days, those are the people that I talk to until my family gets home in the evening.
Right, right.
Because our lives sometimes are very lonely, right?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you help people?
Okay, so maybe I kind of say in 3 different ways. So by people, do you mean people I don't know, Irina? Just to make sure.
Yeah, people you don't know.
People I don't know. Okay, very good. So I would say my own superpower is that I make people quickly very comfortable, and I make them appreciate it. So when I connect with people, I try to value their time. I try to listen really well and focus on not just asking yes, no questions, but rather questions that will make me appreciate who they are and embrace their superpower. So my superpower is that I'm quickly able to connect with people, and at the same time also appreciate their own unique gifts that they share with the world. I do that in my workout classes, because if you think about it, stepping a foot in the rec center takes an tremendous amount of courage. So if somebody walks in for the first time, I give them all the virtual hugs that they deserve for walking in, right? That make them feel like, whoa, you just did something absolutely amazing. And alone being here, I give you a high five right there. So I connect with people in valuing their presence. And in this particular case, whether it's in my workout classes, I frequently ask about their name. Dale Carnegie always said the most unique gift that we all share with the world are our names. And so I really appreciate that advice from Dale Carnegie. Thank you so much, Dale. Try to learn names, try to remember names. Have a very strong opinion about people say I'm not very good in remembering names, because I think that if you keep telling that yourself, it's probably never going to work out. That's right. Just don't say this. Try. You can I'm sure you can memorize some names. I mean, I'm pretty certain you can, right? So if you say this, you're closing your mind off to a learning opportunity. So yeah, workout classes, in the classroom, I try to get people's names down. I try to embrace and appreciate that they are there, their presence. And then, of course, if people work with me and want to add to their wellness one-on-one, I pretty much follow the same principle. I learn where are they right now, because we're all in different spots in our lives. And I pick them up for wherever they are and try to help them to wherever they would like to go, right? So they have individual destinations on their wellness journey. I had people recently, they said, I had children, I can't do anything in my abdominal muscles, I can't do planks or anything. And then I help them, like, let's work with this. Let's figure out how can we go from abdominal muscles that just created a wonder in the world to abdominal muscles that will help you for daily functions as that child will grow up. Mm-hmm. So I really make sure that they understand. I don't have a one-size-fits-all approach. I have pretty much a customized approach that focuses very much on who you are and meeting you where you are right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very well said. Thank you. Have you always been on that wellness path, or did something happen that caused you to kind of focus on that area?
That's a great question. So I've been a professor since 2005, and I was always passionate about health and wellness. Already when I was a child in Germany, I thought first about becoming a cook. My childhood dream was actually selling ice cream. Because I thought as a child that if you sell ice cream, you have the winters off. You work in the summer, you have the winter off, right? I mean, who cares about the remaining 6 months? Well, in Germany, this ice cream season is probably rather short. So I thought, what a great job that must be. So I wanted to do something with food and sharing food and connecting with people. And then I became passionate about, as a dietitian, about helping people figure out what foods are good for you, creating meal plans, working in a clinic. I made food in the kitchen. I created meal plans one-on-one with clients, coaching. And then I realized, and this was a big learning experience, that when people left the clinic, and they have my beautiful meal plans in their hands, and I gave them all the recipes, that they go back to wherever they came from. So it was a very eye-opening experience where the environment that you are in really changes what you're doing. It's kind of like you're on vacation in Hawaii, and because everybody wears Hawaiian shirts, you want one too. And then you come back home, you're like, why in the world did I buy an Hawaiian shirt? It's like that, right? Not really that they are bad, but all of a sudden you come back to where you are and you're like, I'm never going to wear this. Then here I bought it, right? So the people, you sympathize?
I see. Like an effect of a cucumber. If you put a cucumber in a pickle water, it becomes like a pickle.
Exactly. It's pure symbiosis. You want to. Yeah. So then Right, so you are the cucumber, and you're like, I will never be a pickle. In this particular case, I will not live in Hawaii. Maybe I don't need that Hawaiian shirt, right?
Right.
Now, I've been recently in Hawaii, so which is why I sympathize with all this. So then I realized that these people that come to me and need dietary advice, they need actually help at home, in their home. And I can't go home with them and make them food, or I can't help them and figure out how they can work out at home. So I need to create something that's me in their homes, online, coaching to wherever they are, they can connect with me, right? So like I'm like their 24-hour cucumber at home, so to speak, and they can basically just plant me wherever, and I'm enjoyable in whatever environment they're in. And that's really how the Hello Happiness company was born. It's an online coaching program. It's fully accessible, and no matter where you are in what your particular circumstance are, I make sure that I will meet you and that I'm available for you. So I have 5-minute videos, and I really emphasize the 5-minute part, because frequently when people sign up for coaching programs, and me included, when after I had my children, you get like 1-hour videos, and you're like, I don't even know. Like for me in the morning, it's a decision between taking a shower and cleaning dishes, right? So I don't have the time to watch a 1-hour video. So I don't know what you're thinking. So 5 minutes, if you don't have 5 minutes in your life, you have a serious problem. I know you have 5 minutes, and that's probably 5 minutes you scroll through social media. I know you have those, or maybe you're standing in line waiting for Starbucks. So you have 5-minute videos, and that means 5-minute recipes, 5-minute workout videos, 5-minute educational videos that show you how you create time to do self-care, how you add something very easy in terms of organization in your home. All my best secrets, 5-minute videos and handouts right there. And those have been working wonders for my audience. I get a lot of feedback that people really embrace that. They're also really fun and edited. So I don't want to just educate you, but I also want to make your life just a little happier, because I call myself a health and happiness coach. And that's truly what I'm after. I want to make you healthy, but I also want to make you happy.
That's amazing, and I love that. And you're so right. Yeah, a lot of times people don't finish the programs, or
Nope.
But 5 minutes, I think, we all have 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's intentional. Like, where do you want to spend? Do you want to spend your time getting healthier, or do you want to spend your time being sick? We always have that choice.
Exactly. It's a choice, and it's 21 days of 5-minute little segments. And some people, they do a lot in one day, and then maybe they are traveling on the weekend. And so because it's self-guided, that's amazing. Here comes the big but, though. In my deluxe program, I have people that use my coaching meetings as the deadline to finish a certain number of sessions. And then when we meet, I ask, do you have any questions about the videos? And they use that as a little Kickstarter and self-starter to watch the videos and to look through the material so that they can take benefit of my knowledge. And I always say, I help you find healing, and I help you to, empower yourself. So that's really what it is. It's frequently healing, whether that's physical healing, mental healing, spiritual healing, and I help you find whatever your personal wellness goals are. We're going to get this.
Yeah, totally. Before we met, we discussed you have this amazing 3-step to wellness. Would you like to share about that?
Sure. And it kind of is actually part of my program, and for the especially for Arena today, I kind of like summarize into 3 easy steps here. So let's maybe kind of like get started here with the first one. And what I want to focus on is I also have a masterclass that you could take. It's free as well. And then you get a little bit more background even into this. But maybe let's kind of like think about the like self-care. Typically, we put the self-care on the back burner. Totally is something that I have been doing. And so when I started putting more self-love into my day, and that added also to my self-confidence, whether that's in the classroom or in the workout center, I really learned how to fall in love with my own body. And that was like one step at a time. So let's maybe kind of like think about step one. Earlier when I talked about the audience and the audience that came to my dietitian counseling, what I frequently noticed is that their home or their nest was maybe not what you would call the happy nest. So think about your home as like your own sanctuary. You have to actually create it as a space of happiness. And that means you need to purchase food that add nourishment to your body in a way that you feel they are happy and they are beneficial and healthy, which doesn't mean you need to probably toss everything that you have right now. But if you don't want to eat certain foods, they shouldn't even be in your house then. So I certainly can say that I do have ice cream in my freezer because my children like to eat that. And that would be a very odd situation to where I would deprive them of any type of happiness. But at the same time, in my freezer, if you open up the door, I also have frozen peaches, frozen blueberries, frozen mango, because all these we could combine with the ice cream, right? So you could add your own happiness by maybe combining some fruits with your ice cream right there. So the step one in my program is you have to create your own happiness at home. Look through the foods that you have, whether that's in your storage, in your freezer, in your refrigerator. Try to assess really, are these foods what I feel will make my body healthier? Are these foods that I feel happy after I ate them? And that is already going a long step. Throw out anything that expired, throw out anything that you feel is what you would classify junk food and that you may be feeling, I usually don't feel great after eating this. Well, then throw it out. What does it do in your house? It doesn't add any happiness. Well, then get rid of it, right? And that could even include healthy food. Sometimes people buy things because they think they should have them in their house and they're healthy. Well, if you don't feel good after eating it, then maybe just don't own it, right? So kind of like go with what I call detective eyes through your home and kind of really appreciate what you have at home, create a happiness. So that's step one, right? And that also includes workout time, of course, which is step two. So now you cleaned up your freezer, storage, refrigerator. You might, now start thinking about workouts. So step two is look at your calendar. You have to schedule me time. And that me time could be spent making the smoothie, making dinner, making a salad, cutting up fruits, going for workouts, walks, etc. Step two is very easy. You have to schedule me time in your calendar. And if your calendar entry is not there, it's probably not going to happen, right? Which now goes to step three. Find an accountability partner or somebody you can share all this with. The reason for that being is it's so easy to brush aside little success stories. And that success story could even be, I went out for a 5-minute walk today. Yay, you! Because yesterday was nothing. Today is 5 minutes. I mean, that's amazing. Or I ate a new fruit today that I got yesterday at the grocery store. Yay, you! So whenever you think about this, I say, hold on, stop, and let's celebrate. Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. Instead of reaching for Oreos, you reached for apples. Amazing. And maybe it doesn't even have to be that extreme. Maybe instead of eating 5 Oreos, you ate 1. That's good too, right? So you need to share the little success stories and you need to celebrate wins, because don't beat yourself up if you have one day where things didn't work out. On the day that they do work out, celebrate those and just embrace that it's one step at a time.
You're so right. And I love it. It's so simple. Especially like your first point, it's like what do you want to have in your home? And sometimes like it could be as simple as putting a fruit bowl on the counter, and because you see it all the time, you kind of programming your mind like this is good stuff, as opposed to if you have, I don't know, chips on your counter, then you're gonna go and grab those chips. But when you have some kind of a replacement, and then you're going to the supermarket, only getting the foods that make you happy, like you say, and that are good for you.
Yeah.
And I love, scheduling your me time. I think is so important. We got to charge our own batteries before we can go and be somebody for somebody else. We got to be the best person for ourselves to give out the best energy for others as well.
Such great feedback, Irina. And of course, don't feel bad if you're sharing your goals with others. Right. So sometimes I have people that say, well, but in my office, we have all these birthday parties and then people bring in cake and I feel really weird saying no. No, this is who you are, right? I mean, I have people come to my workout class and it's a weightlifting class and they never lift a dumbbell up during the whole weightlifting class. They're still there. They're working with their body weight. It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, actually, nobody really cares, right? So if you go to a birthday party and you say, you know what, I'm just here because I want to celebrate you. I don't need to necessarily eat the cake. Nobody will be like, well, in order to be here, you have to. That's not weird. I mean, it's so weird. And if their friends really say that, then rethink that relationship, right? You are there to celebrate the individual, amazing human being and the fact that they are born. You're not there to eat cake, candy, whatever. If you want to have a little bit of cake just to be part of the ordeal, do it. But don't ever feel bad about making your wellness your priority, because that's really your vessel and you need to take care of it. It's your nest. So that's the most important nest of all.
Exactly right. And the people at birthday party, they're not going to take care of your physical health. It's your own job to be your own best advocate.
Love it. Yes, so true.
Any fun projects you're working on that you like to share?
So I just split up my Journey to Wellness class into 2 different avenues. It's called like that, right? So I created a lower priced, what I call self-guided Journey to Wellness program that has videos and recipes. And if somebody just needs to get started, boom, that's it. And then I added a bunch of bonus stuff as well as coaching, and I called it the Deluxe Journey to Wellness program for people that would like to get more one-on-one coaching and experiences, as well as some of the bonuses, which are, additional recipes, quizzes, another coaching program that also helps with clothing choices, etc. And so I'm working on creating these 2 different avenues because I feel that the customers kind of go into 2 directions, and some that want the coaching, ask me for this, and then some others say, I just want to kickstart my wellness, and they get videos and recipes, and that's perfect. And they can still switch between programs because I'm always open to, I have like a 30-day money return policy. I understand things change, but at the same time, I also look at the customers in creating more segments. As we are going more into the online world, I think that we need to be more open in working with consumers and listening to what they really need. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm launching this on September 23rd with a very intentional date of that day being 100 days away from January 1. So why have your New Year's resolutions anchored around January 1 when you could get it started on 100 days before January 1? So it's 100 days before 1/1 that you can take advantage of these 2. And that's what I'm working on right now.
That's incredible. I love it. And I love that 100 day. We don't need to wait. It's good that you're already going. So it's not so difficult when you start your new year.
Right.
Now I'm going to do it.
It's kind of good because you're moving into the holidays with more content, with more community, and with more intention. And then the journey to wellness will be even easier in the new year because you're not backtracking what you did or try to undo what you did during the holidays, but you're more already sailing along on your journey, whatever that particular one's goal is that you have.
Yeah, I love it. Is there anything I haven't asked that you would like to share?
Well, I have a podcast. It's called The Happy Healthy Hustle.
How did that start?
That got started because I felt that I have a blog with recipes and with education. I have an active website as well. But I felt that when I listen to my audiobooks, it's another way that you can connect with people. So maybe some people just want to listen to content. They don't want to read it. They don't want to watch it. Maybe they just want to listen to it. And all my programs, by the way, have a just audio component with it as well. So you can also just listen to the content instead of actually watching it on your phone or tablet or video desktop. So the podcast got started with the idea of educating consumers more. And then over time now has evolved into, I have guests on my podcast, into sharing with my audience that we all struggle at some point in our lives. We all have I call it suitcase of crap, right? So I call it nearly like embracing your shit kind of situation. So we all have something, but then we have to embrace it because it's just what we deal with, right? We all have cards we deal with. So why don't we share what we deal with? And others that might deal with a similar or other type of situation in their life might learn from it, and they might get courage from it. So it's very much really just the stories that people have been sharing that have generated a wonderful following on my podcast. I recently celebrated, speaking about celebrating wins, celebrated 100 Apple podcast reviews.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I was super happy about it because I really felt that the feedback that I'm getting is anchored into creating more joy, creating the happiness that I'm really going for, and also making viewers more aware that they can do it as well. So that empowerment and that thriving.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you. If people would like to find out more about yourself, where would they go?
Yeah, so you can start on my website, which is hellohappynest.com. Again, you can check out some of the recipes. Today, actually, 8/24 is National Waffle Day. So I'm going to post a gluten-free waffle recipe. My daughter has some issues with regard to digesting gluten. So I try to make the recipes pretty inclusive in terms of different allergens as well. Mm-hmm. There is also a vast array of other material on my website, and also more information about my Journey to Wellness program. I'm most active on Instagram, hello.happy.nest. So hello.happy.nest, or check out my podcast and leave me a review because I would love that. It's called The Happy Healthy Hustle. And I very much always welcome the audience feedback, any type of outreach for suggestions. I would like to connect with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And I love your 3 steps to wellness. That's incredible. Simple. You don't need to spend a lot of money or time. Just implement it and create the happy in your life. It's only a decision away. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.